is speaking to your life. And it's beautiful when one is humble from the heart, not because one says it. And when God speaks to you of things that you believe, that you already overcome, but they're still not overcome because God knows the spirit. And one day, Apostle Soho, he called me very late when he had the experience of going to the heaven. And he tells me that he have gone to Buenos Aires and then to Amanta and then to the hotel. He said that he was very tired. And I remember what he talked to me about. And he said that God was going to manifest to him. But he says that God first had to pass him through a process in which God reminded him of all the times they have despised him, they have wounded him, they have made him pastors, had ignored him, and Apostle Soho, he's one of the most impressive people that I have known. Even I don't compare myself to him because if there's a man who has a forgiveness towards the people, that you can despise him, and that man he hugs you a few minutes after, but he says that God brought him to memory everything that he has lived in despisement. And after God translated him or transferred him to that experience, he had to take away all that pain. He said all the bitterness, because one is an expert to deny. There's people that there are people that they die, that the person dies. But and notice that when one loses a dear loved one, it's hard for them to get over it. And I have seen it in these past weeks. That the third person is there, and that they may show that they're in another world, or make it appear that they're in another world. And my cousin was telling me that when his mother died, and he died in his arms of cancer, he couldn't cry. He felt strong to help his brothers. Like he had a spirit that I had to be strong, that I have to be strong. For my brothers don't break down. And he was there moving around, helping them. Like if that death didn't hurt him, he didn't cry at the funeral, he didn't cry at the burying, none of that. At the grave, he didn't cry. And he wanted to cry, but it's like he couldn't. And he talked to me in person, and he says that his birthday is the same day as his mom's. They were born on the same date. So 15 years after, in one of his birthdays that his family was there, they were celebrating his birthday with a cake. He started to remember his mother. And they brought a picture. And it says that he started to cry, But he says that everything that didn't happen, it all fall towards him, like all together, and it wouldn't stop. But all of a sudden, everything they have guarded, because you can pretend that you're strong, and where have I stayed at? So a lot of times we deceive ourselves, and we lie to ourselves, and we say that I'm strong, it doesn't hurt me, hit me again. And there are women that the husband hits them and they don't feel it anymore. or men that are beaten or mistreat them, and it's not that you don't feel, but it's that the soul self deceives themselves and says, this is not going to hurt me anymore." In the case of Joseph, they placed him to the cistern. Oh, and he cried, and Potiphar cried less, and in the jail he didn't cry, and he kept all the bitterness in his heart, and he could have died in that way unless God provoked an event that would open that pot that was in his heart. How come many of the times we have people that are violent, that are weird, with double-minded, that are angry or wrathful? Why? Because you can create yourself a personality. The good guy in the movie. The problem is that your soul doesn't respond. Have you noticed that there are people that they're addicted with approval? They want to fit right with everyone, and that's why I was. I'm not like that anymore. I'm a bad guy now. No, I'm not a bad guy. So today I'm not interested. I'm not interested other people's opinions. I want to be good for the people. But it's not that I'm gonna make my effort isn't to sacrifice myself to always have a correct expectation of from the people that if you're with me, you know I'm super nice. But if you want to think negative things about me, that is your problem. I'm not going to mortify myself. I'm not going to. You're not going to take away my dreams. I'm not going to stop sleeping because there's people that literally they care so much of other people's opinions that they stop sleeping. You know, what is so and so thinking about me? What is so and so thinking about me? Why didn't I shake his hand? So Joseph, there was a moment where he put a mask on. You know, that he was happy to show that he was happy of happiness, and he forgot everything that he had lived in pain, failure, rejection. And God could have left you in that way. Unless God, one of these days, takes you to a point in which you find yourself with your own self, and you can open that pot, and that you receive a true experience of true healing from God. And there's a movie that every time I see it, I don't like to see it because I always end up crying like a crazy guy. And even just remembering I'm crying in that movie of Bruce Willis is called The Kid.